What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Board Games Are For Everybody, where today we are going to be doing an unboxing for Trailblazer, the John Muir Trail. Now, this isn't strictly going to be a box opening. We're also going to talk about how the Kickstarter campaign went, only because there's a handful of things I want to go over about the Kickstarter that I know shouldn't affect how the game ends up, but it will. Basically, the only things I really want to talk about the Kickstarter in general was that it went really great for the most part, from when it went up to when it was funded. They had great communication after everything was funded, great communication on components that were being put together and how the game was coming along and the game eventually being done and getting shipped out onto the boats. And that point right there is where things kind of started to derail as far as communication goes, because once everything was on the boats and they had gotten to their destination, things kind of hit the fan. Basically, what ended up happening was Mariposa, or at least the person that they had dealing with the social media aspect, the update aspect on Kickstarter for Mariposa, stopped being so nice about his updates. Basically what happened, apparently there were a lot of people who were very frustrated that they hadn't received their game yet. And I think a big part of this comes from the fact that while they were doing updates, they started giving very specific updates as to when people would have their games. Now, obviously, stuff happens. Shipping, especially shipping in Canada, is a mess. Anyone who's had to deal with it, I know it is a pain to deal with. So I was like, okay, there's delays. The fact that it's only been about a year since the game was funded, the fact that I have it right now, a year's pretty good from what I understand. This is actually the first Kickstarter I ever backed, so that'll give a little perspective as to where I'm coming from anyway. But basically what happened was people were getting a little upset with the way that delivery was being handled. Stuff got delayed. People were getting upset. We kept getting updates that were, oh, it'll be another week, oh, it'll be another couple weeks, on and on. People got mad, I guess, and there was a vocal minority that got very upset, and eventually it culminated in an update from their social media manager for the updates on Kickstarter, where they basically said, you'll get your game when you get it, just deal with it. And that was, I think, when everyone started having a problem. I personally had a problem with that because it was an incredibly condescending thing, a condescending tone for them to go with, especially towards the people who made it possible for their game to happen in the first place. Now, I had no issue with waiting a little longer, but once they started kind of talking down to everyone and not just the minority of people who were acting up on the situation, it definitely got a little bit out of hand, and I think a lot of people kind of got a little upset by that response at that point. So it is something that kind of goes into this when I go into playing this game now, unfortunately. Part of it also being my first Kickstarter. Not a great first Kickstarter response, but as far as it actually getting here, I've heard Kickstarters can take a long time. I know Gloomhaven, I think, what is it, Frostheaven or whatever it is, the second Gloomhaven that they came out with. I guess technically the third Gloomhaven they came out with. Apparently that campaign took quite a while to get to people, but it's also a really big game. So I definitely understand that games take a while. Anyways, that's all I have to say about the Kickstarter drama, I guess. My only takeaway from this is that hopefully Mariposa learned a lesson on how to deal with updates and how to maybe try and act a bit more respectfully towards the people who funded their game so that it could be made. And maybe they should hire a new media person to do their updates, someone who can stay a little more level-headed as far as updating the community and the backers can go. But that's enough for that. Let's get into this. We're going to do the unboxing. One of the other things I did hear from a lot of people who had gotten their copies already, were doing their unboxings, is that they were missing components. And I'm hoping that the delays that ended up happening here in Canada, there was about a 2-week delay that ended up happening. I'm hoping that it's because they were fixing missing components. So I have a list here of all of the stuff that we're supposed to have, either from stretch goals that were met or just stuff that's supposed to be there in general. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that as we go along. I did get my first player token here, my big boots, my first player token. And I believe these are some of the additional trail cards, but we will figure that out as we go through the instructions. But let's open up the box here and see what there is to see. First things first, something we talked about when I was doing the Shifting Stone playthrough here, that misaligned box. I hate it. I hate it. I will only give this an excuse because there's probably a bunch of stuff crammed in here from the Kickstarter stuff. That is the only how am I going to open this? I don't want to use the actual pen part. That's the only excuse I'll give it for it being pushed up as much as it is that all the extra content that's in there hopefully means that I'll be able to get everything in properly once we pop everything. There is actually a tray that came with the game. It was one of the Kickstarter goals that had gotten reached. There is an organization tray. We'll try and figure it out. If we can't figure it out, well, we'll have to try and figure it out, I guess. Apparently there is, ooh, that's nice. Apparently there is someone on YouTube. I had looked it up before. I can't remember what the name is now, though. There was someone on YouTube who had posted a video about their organization for this game. So if you just look up Trailblazer organized or organizer on YouTube, it should hopefully come up as one of the top videos. I will link it in the description down below for anyone who wants to find it, provided I remember to do that. Hopefully I remember to do that. So first things first, we do have this nice, well, I mean, you could call it nice, I guess. There's like a textured, the Trailblazer here, and the John Muir Trail is all textured, but at the same time, a little odd, almost feels like a little gluey in comparison to the rest of the cover. That's just a personal thing for me, but it is a cool little effect when you're running your finger over it. So on the back here, lots of stuff for this game. Trailblazer, the John Muir Trail. Take a journey of exploration and discovery along the John Muir Trail through the high Sierras of California, America. Not my forte. Explore the majestic mountains and lush meadows, the picturesque waterfalls and alpine lakes. Scale the heights of Yosemite's iconic Half Dome or Sequoias, Mount Whitney. Enjoy meandering through Evolution Valley or Tuolumne Meadows. Pausing to take in the beauty of Adiza Lake or cooling your feet in the Kings River. Be humbled beneath a giant sequoia. Oh, that's not a place. Sequoia. That's the second time that word's been on here, and I think I mispronounced it different ways both times. Or catch and release a golden trout. Listen to the song of an ouzel, a weasel. That's an animal of some sort. What the hell is an ouzel? Is it a bird? Might be a bird. Watch marmots at play or spot the rare snow plant. Happy trails indeed. So we do have our content back here, and we have the backpacker kit. So we have a bunch of components and stuff here, which is good. We'll end up flipping this over probably once we get everything out of the box. It'll probably also be inside the rule book as well, though, so we're definitely going to keep track of that. Now, this list has all of the additional Kickstarter stuff on it, and hopefully that additional stuff is included in this rule book. I know it would probably be a pain to write 2 separate rule books for the 2 separate versions of the game, but I feel like with all the extra content, having a rule book in here specifically for all the Kickstarter extra stuff, especially because there's mini expansions as well as a separate solo mode that's supposed to be in there, it would be nice to have a separate rule book with all that extra stuff. So first things first, we got this nice back of the box, nice river with a little rainbow here. We got a waterfall. I love artwork on the inside of boxes. Doesn't add anything, but I just really like artwork on the inside of boxes. I think it's really nice. We've got our, what's this? Just our instructions. Yeah, we got our rule book here. So we're definitely going to be, icon references. That's good. Game references, tracks and stuff. We're definitely going to be keeping this open for components. I'm guessing it's on the first page. Yep, we got our components list on the left-hand side here. So we're going to be keeping that out in order to keep track of all of our stuff. We have the Robo Hiker solo mode rules here. I guess we're supposed to have a gray hiker, some gray boots, and gray trackers here, so we'll have to keep an eye out for those in order to do that. At least that's what's on the rule book, so hopefully we should have a gray hiker and stuff in there. Is this just this solo mode? Yep, that's just this solo mode. And then we have our Black Bear and Bluebird mini expansion rules, as well as skill cards and mission cards. 24 skill cards, 16 mission cards, which cover and enhance all aspects of the trail, point gathering along the John Muir Trail. Then on the back here, we have the map difficulty packs. I have heard that these rings that are used to bind the map packs together are relatively cheap. We will figure that out as we get to them. These packs can be used in different ways. All players use the map packs only, mix them with other packs, and randomly draw from all 8 packs. We got hiking card pack, which actually might be this, which was packed on the outside. It was on the outside of the box along with our solo token here. So this is probably our hiking card add-on. So it's nice that all of these have their separate rule books. It's nice that these all have their separate rule books in there. Let's keep that back here. And first things first, we've got what looks to be our playboard here, which, depending on how many there's a lot of punch boards here. Yeah, it should be okay. Unfortunately, it means we're probably not going to be able to keep the punch boards. I am an advocate of keeping the punch boards even after they've been punched. I like keeping my punch boards. But unfortunately, the way this is set up, it looks like we're probably not going to be able to do that. But first things first, let's get into the board here. Let's open this up. This is a big board. Oh man. This is like Skyrim levels of big, maybe a little lower, but it's in the same 6-piece tier here. Knocking stuff around. It's in the same 6-piece tier here. This is probably on the same levels of the Skyrim board, probably. Very close anyway. This is a big board. This is a big board. We're going to get this over here. Let's get our punch outs here. This is quite a large board. It is a nice board, I gotta say. This is quite a nice board. Has a bit of a feel to it. Maybe it's just because it's a bit new, but it just has a bit of a, I don't know if it's the right way to explain it, but like a just cut kind of board, kind of a deal. It's a little filmy, if that makes sense, a little waxy. So we've got our Trailblazer John Muir Trail logo up here. We have what seems to be our trail through Yosemite, the Ansel Adams Wilderness, the Sierra National Forest, King Canyon National Park, and we're going to say it again, the Sequoia National Park. And we have like Happy Isles, Whitney Portal, John Muir Wilderness, obviously. We've got like a weather track, elevation charts, all sorts of stuff. All this stuff over here. Something you should know about me in general is that all the games I've backed and practically every game I buy, while I may look into it to see if it's something I'd be interested in, I'm really not the kind of person to go in and learn the game before I have it. I know that they posted updates with like the rule book, and I'm sure there was probably like a tabletop simulator trial for the game. We didn't do that. We did not do that. I like learning games once I have them in my hands, so we will learn it now that we have it in our hands. Not right now, but we'll learn it now that we have it in our hands. So let's go through the tokens here. We got our tokens. We got compass, some crosses. Some crosses and food and rest and water and all sorts of stuff. We have some temperature stuff, it looks like. We've got our tokens here, which we should have some wooden ones in the box somewhere. There were a bunch of tokens that were supposed to be wooden tokens. We have a bunch of medallions here, looks like. Compass. Toss that there. And then we have a green, so another player, as well as some more stuff all in through here. Got the yellow player, as well as some more weather, more tokens. And then we have the red player, more tokens. Trailblazer, this is probably the regular first player token here. And we have our additional one. Our nice Kickstarter add-on, our boots, our first player boots. Okay, so we got those. These presumably are our player boards. We have the red player board, the green player board, I guess it's like a tealy kind of color, and then a yellow. So we have our 4 player boards. These are pretty nice quality. Oh, the backs are nice. Shadow Lake, do they all have different backs? Oh, the Agnew Meadows. They do all have different backs. That's really cool. We got the Little Yosemite Valley. And we've got the Banner Peak. Those are really nice backs. Love the artwork on those. Which one was the green one? Green was Little Yosemite Valley. So it looks like that is the one that I am regularly going to be playing with, since I prefer my green player. So those are our player boards, it looks like. Next up, what do we got in here? Oh, the first thing from our Kickstarter. We have our drawstring bag. That was a stretch goal thing to be met. So there's our drawstring bag for the weather tokens. Let's see what we've got here. Oh, we've got our Robo Tracker. We have all of our solo stuff here, it looks like. And we've also got our Bluebird here. So it looks like we have our Bluebird for our Bluebird expansion. We've also got our Black Bear, which I believe has to do with the Black Trail Walker here, and the campsite, and this token here. It's trying to focus on the back. And then we've also got our Robo Hiker here, as well as the tokens and the campsite for that Robo solo mode. So that is 2 more Kickstarter things we can check off the list here. Oh, we also have our first Silica packet. That's Silica packet number 1. So we have the Black Bear and Bluebird expansions. I don't think I put the other solo mode in here, but we had that as well. That was one of the Kickstarter things, was the Robo solo mode there. So we've got those. Let's toss these up here for the time being. Okay, and we got a silica packet. We'll keep that bag up there with those so I know that's where they go. And we've got our weather token bag here. Next thing we got in the left-hand side here is we have all of our players. And silica packet number 2. We have all of our players. We got the red player. We got, I guess it's blue, it's not teal. We got the blue player. We've got my guy, the green player. The best player, obviously. And we've got the, it's kind of brown, but the yellow player. So those are our player tokens. Let's toss these guys back into the top here. Next, we've got, looks like our campsites, as well as silica packet number 3, but like the campsites for the other the expansions there that we have campsites in all the colors, green, yellow, red, and blue, as well as silica packet number 3. This was also one of the Kickstarter stretch goals, were these bird tokens, the wooden bird tokens, 1 in each color, as well as silica pack number 4. So that is another thing we can knock off the list here. Custom bird trail markers. Next up, we have the metal rings that we're supposed to use for our map packs. Let's see if people are right about these. Let's see how... Well, they seem to come off fairly decently here, albeit blurry. They seem to come off fairly decently here, so hopefully that won't be too much of a problem when we are putting them onto the map packs. But I'll say that the rings seem okay. They're fine. They're not as bad as people were making them out to be. The rings are okay. Off in the corner here, we have our upgraded wooden tokens and silica pack number, what is this, number 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, silica pack number 5. So these wooden tokens, they might be, they definitely have some sort of finish on them. They're really sticky. I don't know how I feel about that. They definitely have a finish on them, but I don't know if I would say that this is really wood. I wouldn't say that this is wood. This is definitely maybe like a thick cardboard, almost styrofoamy in a way. And I guess you could say that it's a linen, not a linen finish, but it said that it was finished. Where are they here? On my list. Variable skill deck. Upgraded wooden medallions, I think, are a different thing. Here it is here. So it says linen tokens. And then later on, those linen tokens were upgraded to screen printed wood tokens, 4 millimeters thick. Now, again, I don't know if I would consider this to be a wooden token. It is definitely finished. I guess it's screen printed. I wouldn't know, if I'm being completely honest. Where are the regular ones? It's really unfortunate. You can kind of see it here too, is that the screen, well, maybe you can't really see it much on the camera, but the screen printed ones actually look kind of blurry. They're a little cheap in comparison to the regular tokens. And like I was saying before, they have kind of a stickiness to them. Maybe it's from the screen printing. I wouldn't consider that to be wood though. I definitely wouldn't consider that to be wood. That's more like, it might look, maybe they tried to make it look like wood, but that's definitely not wood. And now also silica pack number 6. And you can definitely argue that, none of this stuff was extra. We didn't pay extra for this stuff, but you still have to evaluate the stuff that they say that they're going to do. It helps you further I don't know what the right word is. Educate yourself on whether you're going to support the company again going forward, especially in a Kickstarter situation, because there is actually a retail version for this game, which was a whole other bit of drama that went on, but that's okay. Oh, see, these ones kind of sounded like wood. So these are our upgraded medallion tokens, and these actually look like wood. Like, this looks like a coaster almost. This looks like wood. They have that same kind of screen printing stickiness, but at least, like, they're even hard to get apart here. But these ones at least actually look like wood to me. The other ones kind of felt almost styrofoamy. And I don't know if this is just me, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I'm a huge fan of this screen printing. I just don't think, maybe they just didn't have as advanced of a machine as they wanted when they were doing it, but it doesn't look like, to me, this screen printing doesn't look as good as just the tokens, as the chipboard tokens, which is unfortunate. You know, you make a stretch goal for an additional fancy kind of thing that has a nice sound to it, though. When you drop them, that definitely has a woody sound. So a little disappointed by those. Mostly it's just from the actual printing itself, similar to the other ones there. But they're there. They're there. We have our upgraded medallions. Also, Silica Pack number 7 was included in there. So let's just check off the upgraded wooden medallions. Okay, next. We have cards for our Robo Hiker. So it would appear that these are our solo mode cards for the Robo Hiker. For the Robo Hiker solo mode. And are these all Robo Hiker cards? Now, this is one thing that they did mention in the Kickstarter, was a linen finish on the cards. I can't remember what game it was that I first had that had a linen finish. Linen finishes on cards are amazing. I never want to play a new release that doesn't have a linen finish on their cards, because the linen finish is honestly really, really great on the cards. I love linen finish cards now. Linen cardstock with ivory core. I don't know what an ivory core means, but they're definitely linen. They're white in the middle. Maybe it's not going to focus on that. Maybe that's what they're talking about. It is white in the middle. I guess that's an ivory core. I don't know what that means, but there you go. We got our Robo Hiker cards. Next thing we got in the core. Oh no, we have this pack here. Let's go through this first. These appear to be some sort of card. Got a little book on the back here. Let's take a look at our component list here, see what these guys are. Is that 7? Number 7? Field guide cards. These are the field guide cards. Again, a nice linen finish on the cards. Really nice cards. Really dig these cards. Nice linen finish. I don't know how many times I can say I like... Ooh, birds. I don't know how many times I can say that I like a particular type of cardstock. I love these cards. Linen cards are good. So it looks like we have different trails. We've got birds, we got flowers. Lots of sightseeing to do while we're on the trails, clearly. Got foxtail pine, some trees here. So trees, animals, we have rivers. We got birds, we got flowers, little critters and stuff. Really cool. So that is our field guide deck there. Next up, we've got some more trail cards here. Now, there were a bunch of additional trail cards. I don't know if they're in different packs. I don't know if they're in different packs or not. We'll find out. But there were supposed to be a bunch of additional, like there were supposed to be 4 additional map packs, which are probably all spread through here. Like there's 2 different map packs here. So there's probably specific ones. We're definitely going to have to go through the rulebook and make sure everything's there. For the regular stuff, because I think people were saying they were missing some regular stuff. We've also got this one here as well. But yeah, there's supposed to be 4 additional map packs. The game tray storage, which is in here. Now this doesn't, well, we'll go over that in a sec. I'll bring this over once we're done getting everything out. But this storage doesn't actually look the same as the photo that was on the Kickstarter from what I remember. Maybe there was an update about it changing, but I could also be wrong about that. I'm not 100% sure. So these, what are these ones? These are our... Apparently they're nothing. There they are. These are our trail cards. So 80 trail cards. 80 trail cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 70. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 80. So we have our 80 trail cards. These are the base trail cards for throughout the game. Lots of different trails to go through, it would seem. Oh, as well as some red ones here. So two different sets of trail. We have some red, we have some green. So we have our trail cards here. All 80 trail cards accounted for. Let's see what these guys here are. If I can get it open. At least these tabs actually work. There's a lot of games that we've come across recently where they have the little, like the gold line there for the pull tab, but they don't actually have a pull tab on the thing, so you still struggle to get everything through. So it looks like these are our mission cards. Those are our mission cards, which were one of the Kickstarter goals. These, I believe, are our additional... shoot, what were these ones? I don't think these ones are in the book. But they are on the additional instructions up here. These are our skill cards and our mission cards is what these are. Our skill cards and our mission cards. So the skill cards, so 16 additional trail cards was one of the Kickstarter things. That would be these here. So we have those. And then we're supposed to have 4 additional skill cards. Now, I don't know how many skill cards were supposed to be there regularly. How many skill cards are supposed to be there regularly? Oh, except this guy, I don't think the skill cards were a part of the regular... Oh, that's interesting. So I don't actually have a number of how many we're supposed to have. 24 skill cards and 16 mission cards. So does that 24 include... the additional 4, I'm not 100% sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So the 24 must include the additional as well. And then I think it said 16, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 mission cards. So those all accounted for. Mission deck, skill deck, all accounted for. Trail cards accounted for. 18 new destination cards. Now those destination cards must be bundled in with the regular destination cards here. So we just have to see how many regular destination cards there are supposed to be. 56, as well as 8 additional ones. So that means that there should be 4 and 4. There should be 64 destination cards. But first things first, let's go through these 2 here. Are these base game things, or are those also additional? Those are also additional, I think it looks like. The back of here. Oh, these seem to be our additional map packs. There are 4 extra set of map packs. So that's what our red and greens are. 4 extra sets. How much is in a set? So we've got our red here. I don't know how many are supposed to be in a set, but I guess we'll find it. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it looks like there's 10 in a set. So 4 additional sets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's all of our reds. So they're all accounted for. Let's check our greens. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So those also seem to all be accounted for. So our additional map packs, I mean, it says 4 additional map packs. Although actually, hold on here, because those are our base ones, aren't they? Those are the ones that were just in. I'm going to have to look into that, because I think those might just be the ones that are with the game, just our regular map packs, right? Map pack. Resource tokens, medallions, GMT markers, map packs, 10 cards each, 4 map packs, 10 cards each. So that was in this one, 4 map packs of 10 cards each. And then this one, I guess, is the extra one, is our red one. Oh yes, difficult map packs. So those are the extra ones. So all of our map packs taken care of. 4 additional map packs taken care of. The game tray's there. We just haven't gotten there yet. So only thing we still have to check off is just our 8 destination cards and our variable skill deck, which might be these bears here. It's the only thing we haven't. Oh no, these are for the expansions. So we got the bears there. We got the bluebirds there. So those go with those. So what is the, where was it? Destination cards we got to do. The variable skill deck. What is the skill deck? Skill cards. I guess this is the skill deck. And this is our mission cards. Oh, maybe I just didn't mark off the skill deck. I just marked off the missions. I did mark off the missions. I didn't mark off the skills. So these are our skills, our variable skills. These are our mission. All accounted for so far. We just got to make sure our extra destination cards are in here. So we're supposed to have 64 total, including the 8 additional that were supposed to come with the game, or with the Kickstarter stuff. So first things first, thank you so much for your purchase of our first published game, Trailblazer, the John Muir Trail, and for supporting Mariposa Games, where our goal is to create and publish wholesome and beautiful games with gameplay that deeply reflects theme. Well, I will say, everything does look very nice. Everything does look very nice. There's just a bunch of social media stuff on the back. It does look good, and the theme is probably there once we start playing it. We'll get to that. So we now have all of our destination cards here, which all seem to be in different... oh, there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those are probably our 8 additional ones. So let's just set those there. Those are our 8 additional. So let's just mark off our 8 additional. 8 new destination cards. And then we should have, what was it, 60? 56 regular destination cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 48. So we have 48 cards. And then we have some gameplay overviews here. So we have 48 destination cards. And these additional 8 would bring us up to that 56. However, provided these are base game rules, which they probably are, that means that we did not get our 8 additional... That means we didn't get our 8 additional destination cards if they're supposed to be 56 normally. So I will have to do some looking into that. Here are the potentially additional ones, although I don't think these are additional because like we have Little Yosemite Valley here, which is the back of one of the player mats, right? So I don't think that is an additional add-on card. It says there's supposed to be 56 with 8 additional. That should bring us up to 64 destination cards. So I'll have to look into that. That would be the only thing we would be missing, would be our 8 additional destination cards. Otherwise, everything is there. Everything is indeed there as far as the Kickstarter stretch goals go. Now, quality-wise, everything's pretty good. Everything's pretty good. Oh, I guess I didn't really show off the insert here. I've had a lot of people saying that the insert's not the best. Like I was saying before, it doesn't really look the way I remember it looking on the Kickstarter page, but I'd have to go look at it again. I could be wrong about that, so don't quote me on it. It looks fine. It looks fine. You know, so long as everything fits in okay. They were saying... A lot of people were saying they were having trouble storing it, so we're going to have to see how that goes. I will probably look up that video on how to store everything, and that's how we're going to end up going at it. But otherwise, everything does look pretty good. Love the vinyl on the cards, really good quality. Really like the player boards. I really like the game board in general. The cards all look nice. The artwork is all really nice on the different cards. I dig the artwork. And pretty much everything's here, so that's good. That's always a good thing. But yeah, that's pretty well it as far as the unboxing goes, I guess. Now I just have to figure out how to get everything back in the box properly. But yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for the unboxing. I think you know, outside of their social side of the campaign, I'd say Mariposa did pretty good as far as getting everything out. I'm going to have to look into those destination cards. The wooden upgrade for the player tokens, I don't know about that. That's probably the only thing I would really complain about is those boot tokens. Not really what I would call wood. Also, they got a really weird feel to them. But everything else, very good quality. Very good quality, I would say. So I guess all things considered, they did a pretty good job. They did a pretty good job. And that's pretty well all we got for this unboxing. So if I remember to do it, excuse me, if I remember to do it, I'll post a link to that organization video in the not in the comments, in the description. So if you guys need an organization video, go check that out, provided it's there. If not, just do a quick YouTube search on it. You should be able to find it pretty easy. But that is it for this unboxing. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you backed Trailblazer, the John Muir Trail, or if you've picked up the retail version already, because it did hit Amazon, let me know how your experience with the game or your experience with the Kickstarter campaign in general was. I'd be interested to know. Otherwise, thank you guys for stopping by. If you're over on Instagram, you can follow us at Board Games Are For Everybody on Instagram. We just post photos of games that we're playing, as well as games that we pick up. If you're over on Board Game Arena, you can send me a friend request at Games Are For Everybody. Just Games Are For Everybody over on Board Game Arena. Maybe we can play a game sometime. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So thanks for stopping by, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully I will see you all next time. Until then, just remember that board games are for everybody. Until next time, peace.